Here's the part of Neville's teaching that almost everyone overlooks. Manifestation is supposed to be immediate. The only delay is you, but not in the way you think. It's not your thoughts. It's not your feelings. It's not even your doubts. It's the subtle habit of checking, waiting, and wondering when it will show up. That moment you look for the result, you've stepped out of the end. And that's what kills instant manifestation. Neville said, your assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. But what he really meant was, the moment you assume and leave it alone, it's done. No effort, no wait, no trying to feel it real. Just one clean assumption, and then forgetfulness. That's the part no one talks about. You're not meant to obsess over it. You're not meant to keep checking if it worked. Neville called that living in the state of the wish unfulfilled. Every time you look for proof, you silently affirm, it's not here yet. The real secret, the ones who manifest instantly, don't wait. They move as if it's already true, because to them, it is. Neville wasn't teaching you how to get things. He was teaching you how to be the person who already has them. And when you truly become that version of you, reality has no choice but to catch up instantly, because it already has. Neville said, you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. It's not about effort. It's about identification. You stop trying to get there, and start accepting that you're already there. The shift happens in silence, not strain. Now you might be thinking, I already know all this, but how do I actually identify with it? Well, here are some ways you can try to do it. The first thing you need to do is react from the end, not to the 3D reality. Most people make this mistake. They keep reacting to what they see around them instead of responding from the perspective of their desired outcome. But reacting from the end is completely different from reacting to what's happening in the present. Let's say you want to manifest a relationship. You've gone on a few dates and found someone you really like. One day, while texting, they say they're busy and will talk to you later. If you immediately assume they're ignoring you or losing interest, that's reacting to the 3D. But if you respond in your mind from the end, where you're already in a loving relationship, you might think, of course they're busy doing something important for us. They'll text me later tonight because I'm their safe space. They feel calm and peaceful with me. In the meantime, I'll also focus on doing something that supports our future together. Can you see how these two responses are completely different? That's the difference between reacting to the 3D and living from the end. That's the difference between identifying with your desired state and staying stuck in the undesired one. A lot of people keep reacting to the 3D. No matter how many affirmations you repeat in front of the mirror, if you're doing it mindlessly, it won't create a real shift. What truly helps you enter your desired reality quickly is your reaction, how you respond to situations. That matters the most. You can't think like an ordinary person and expect to live the life of a king or queen. The next thing that will take you toward your desired reality is your inner conversations. Your inner conversations are the secret to everything you're manifesting, whether you realize it or not. What are you saying to yourself all day long? Because if you're not paying attention, your inner dialogue is shaping your reality more than you think. Neville Goddard said, your inner speech mirrors your mind, and your mind mirrors your reality. This isn't just about having positive thoughts. It's about understanding that your inner conversation is constantly creating the world around you. Let's pause for a moment and really think about what's going on in your mind. Even when you're not actively trying to manifest something, your mind is always talking to you. And if you're like most people, it sounds something like this. I hope it happens soon. Why hasn't it shown up yet? Maybe it's not meant for me. What if I mess it up? These are the thoughts you might have when you're waiting for something to show up in your life. But what you may not realize is that this is not just innocent thinking. This is actually a form of mental affirmation. It's you affirming that your desire hasn't shown up yet. And the more you think that way, the more your reality reflects it. The mind works like this. What you feel is true, your world will mirror it. Now, think about the person who already has what you desire, whether it's love, money, success, health. They don't talk to themselves the way you might be talking to yourself. Their inner conversations are different. They're not begging, wishing, or hoping. Instead, they speak casually, almost effortlessly. Of course, it worked out. I knew it would. I love how natural this feels. It's done. Notice how relaxed these thoughts are. They don't force the outcome. They simply know it's theirs. This is the kind of inner talk Neville taught about. It's not about trying to feel better. It's about aligning with the identity of the person who already has what they want. And when you begin to think like that, everything shifts. Neville referred to this as a mental diet. It's like feeding your mind the right kind of thoughts. Just like you would change your diet to improve your body, you need to change your mental diet to improve your reality. If you keep feeding your mind with doubts, worries, and fears, you're going to manifest more of that. But if you start feeding it with calm, confident thoughts of already having your desires, that's exactly what your world will reflect back to you. What does a mental diet look like? It's all about being aware of your thoughts and choosing a different narrative. When you catch yourself thinking thoughts of lack or uncertainty, you change the story. You stop feeding yourself with junk thoughts and start filling your mind with beliefs that match the version of you who already has what they want. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to spend hours doing affirmations. The key is in the casualness. The person who has their desires isn't doing mental gymnastics. They're simply thinking in alignment with the reality they want to live in. It feels normal to them. It feels natural. So, think about it. What are you saying to yourself? Every day, in every moment, your thoughts are guiding you to your next reality. The question is, are they guiding you towards the person you want to be? Or are they keeping you stuck in the past, still waiting for your desires to show up? You see, you don't have to struggle or chase anything. You just need to align your inner conversations with the version of yourself who already has it. And when you do that, manifestation becomes effortless. The person you're becoming is already here. Your job is to speak from that place every single day. Here's the next crucial piece in the puzzle. Stop asking how. The new self never does. You see, when you're in the process of manifesting, one of the biggest traps you can fall into is obsessing over how it's going to happen. You catch yourself wondering, how is it going to work out? What steps should I take? When is it going to show up? And every time you ask how, you're immediately stepping out of the mindset of the person who already has it. Think about it. Do you really think the person who already has the love, the wealth, the success, or the health they desire is sitting there wondering how it happened? No, they don't question the process. They don't sit around and stress about the how. They just know. To them, it's already natural for them to have it. They don't have to chase it. It just flows to them because that's their reality. And this is key. The more you focus on the how, the more you're reinforcing the idea that it hasn't happened yet. You're looking for proof, expecting that something needs to shift externally before you can accept that it's yours. But the person who has already stepped into their new identity doesn't do that. They don't wonder how their desires will come. They're too busy living from the end, knowing it's done. They simply are the person who has it, and that's what bends reality to match them. Neville always said, live in the end. What he meant is that the person who's already in their desired state doesn't think about how it will unfold. They don't get bogged down by logistics or details. They don't even care about how things will fall into place, because to them, it already has. And that's the energy that moves mountains. The moment you stop questioning the how and start accepting the what and who, you shift your energy. You step into the frequency of someone who already has it. And when you align with that energy, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Here's the truth. You're not meant to figure out the details of how your desires manifest. That's not your job. Your job is to become the person who already has them. When you shift into that version of yourself, you stop looking for signs or waiting for the right moment. You simply are that person, and the universe has no choice but to line up with your new reality. So stop asking how. You don't need to know. You just need to be. Here's something important to understand. You don't get into the state, you return to it. You've already been there. You've already touched the state of the wish fulfilled, even if it was just for a moment. Think about it. Remember that moment when it felt real. That instant when you truly felt what it would be like to have what you desire. That was it. That was the state of the wish fulfilled, and you were there. And here's the thing, you didn't have to work to get there. The state of the wish fulfilled is already within you. It's not some far-off place you have to try and reach. You've touched it before. Maybe it was just a fleeting moment, but it was real. And now, all that's left is to return to it. Your only job now is to rest in that identity, again and again. Each time you feel that connection to the version of you who already has your desires, you are locking in that identity. You're making it your default, your natural state. It's easy to get caught in the trap of thinking you need to work at it, to force yourself into the right mindset, to do endless visualizations or affirmations. But Neville made it clear, you don't need to force it. The state is already within you. You've already experienced it. All you need to do is return to it. So what does that mean practically? Every time you catch yourself doubting, questioning, or slipping into old ways of thinking, remind yourself, I've already been in the state of having it. I'm just returning to it now. And slowly, over time, it will become your new default. It won't feel forced. It won't feel like something you have to try to get into. It will just feel like you, because that's who you've become. So, the key isn't to force yourself into the state of the wish fulfilled. It's to simply return to it, again and again, until that's who you are. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Eventually, that state will no longer be something you have to return to. It will just be the way you live. So, remember, manifestation isn't about effort, it's about alignment. Return to the state of your wish fulfilled, and let it become who you are. You've already touched it, now let it guide you to your desires. Which part of Neville's teachings have you found hardest to apply? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences.